those days where I'm wondering, am I having a midlife crisis? Hi! 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 Hello! Hi, I'm Morgan. This is my vlog. I'm back, baby! Yeah! It's been a while. It's actually been a month. How are we all doing? I hope you're all doing well. I am doing so much better. Thank you, Chiba! Oh, hail zombie Christ. Right, let's have that talk. Let's chat about this, shall we? And also, I'm putting my phone on silent. Be quiet! Okay, so I've been gone for about a month. The last video I posted was on the 12th of January, which was kind of my last chat before my operation. So, hopefully this will be my last video discussing my journey and how things have been. It's been tough. It's been very, very tough, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not gonna lie. May the Lord love me and keep me, because hell don't want me. Story time. Let's go. Let's do this. Also, I was debating whether to put on makeup again because I got my kit here, but I wasn't so sure. I'm not so sure about it right now. So maybe, and I've got my mirror here, so just in case if I fancied it. But let's start with a little bit and then maybe I'll decide what I'm gonna do. Okay, so the 13th of January, went into hospital. I went into St. Michael's in Bristol, and my experience of them has been absolutely fantastic right up until that point, right up until then, and has continued afterwards. So me and Jay, God, I love him. I'm so freaking lucky. Because I was crazy. I was so frightened. I was so frightened because, do you know when you just sort of build something up in your head and you just don't know what's gonna happen? You don't know what's gonna, what will be. And do you know what, as far as I was concerned, this was my decider day. This was the day that was gonna decide what will be for me. You know, will something go wrong? Will it be all right? All that. My brain was kind of just doing this. Accurate description. So we arrive, we're there, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm freaking tired, and we're just sat there, and then more and more people appeared, and so I assumed there must be other surgeries, and I kept wondering, like, oh, what big surgeries are they having? And we're there, and the time is ticking, and the clock was so loud. I might just get on with it. Nope. Carried on being slow. And suddenly the doors opened. And as Jay described it as, it was like parents coming to collect their children from school. Because all these nurses come out, they're scattering. And they've all got their clipboards. And each nurse is like collecting an individual person. So I'm like, that one's mine, that's Timmy, I'll take him home now. That one's mine, that's Jessica, come with me, darling, come with me. There was a lovely red-headed nurse who called my name and chatted with her, and she gave me a room, and then all the other bits began, and she could tell I was nervous. Understatement. The next thing is sort of like I'm having these tablets, I'm given a robe, and apparently, lucky old flipping me, I was the first to go. The first surgery of the day. Lucky me! The next thing was that Jay was told he had to go. It broke my heart as he was walking away. Tears were coming. And I was taken into the operation room. And it was exactly how I envisioned. All these machines and a big clock and ticking and noises and people fussing, a lot of people fussing. And then I saw the anaesthetist, an older gentleman who I could tell could take none of my shit today, and to help me with the pain I had to have a a spinal injection. Lucky me! That was so painful. So painful, but it was to numb my sort of lower abdomen area, my legs. And he's telling me not to crunch my shoulders like this, and I'm like, he said, relax, relax. I think I actually turned to him and said, like, you bloody try it, and the two trainee nurses, I remember laughing. The man was not impressed with me. Nutty mug, nutty, 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 nutty mug. It's the Welsh in me, sad. The next thing was, there was another lovely elder nurse who was talking to me and being really nice. She was like a nana, you could tell she was a nana. And they told me to lay down and that they were going to inject me because I had this thing in my arm. It's a wonderful accessory, you know, this plastic dangling. And he said, oh, don't worry, and hold the oxygen mask. Okay, I did that. Next thing, he's putting this thing in my arm and it was feeling cold. And then the next thing, black. Just black. And I remember waking up and it was in a room, very big room, and there was a guy with a lighter beard, like a younger guy, clearly a nurse or a trainee doctor, something like that, and he's going, Mog, Mog, Mog. Oh, Hannah, say my name. And I come around and I remember this vividly. My first question was, where's Jay? Get Jay! Poor bastard could never run from me. I keep thinking I've not got enough light on me. I've got to get a ring light. I've got to try this. I've got to try something because I look like shit all the time. And the next thing I realised was the pain. So much pain, and there was these things strapped to my legs and I couldn't move. I was getting scared, but I must have slipped in and out of consciousness because I just remember seeing the clock, but I can't remember the time, and the next thing I saw was 3:30. Strange things you remember while under anaesthetic. And the next thing again, I wake up, I'm in the ward and it's empty, absolutely empty. But then Jay was there and the doctor, I think the doctor came, spoke to me, blah blah blah, and you getting morphine, got a lovely button, got to click the shit out of that. That was good fun. And Jay had to go because, well, it wasn't fair for him to be waiting and sleeping while I'm unconscious constantly. But then in the night, I know it was dark, and the next thing I wake up and I had to find my phone. I had to find my phone. And I started taking pictures. It's like these ones. Why? Because I thought I was in a video game. I'd woken up and thought I was in some sort of video game and couldn't realise how to work the controllers. So I grabbed my phone and started taking these pictures to try and figure out how do I escape. I'm so worried about you, Mog. I'm so worried about you sometimes. Just kept slipping in and out of consciousness, and all these tablets, and the nurses were coming back and forth, blah 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 blah. Little did I know that that was going to be the start of a full week in hospital, which was one of the most testing weeks I've ever had in my life. I thought I've gone through a lot before, but this time this was intense. This was very, very, very intense. La 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 la, break, break. I know, I'm worried about me too. Next day, saw the doctor again, and she explained to me what they'd done, but also that I was first the day before for the surgery because I was the biggest surgery that they were going to do, and apparently Tuesdays are usually the day they have the big surgeries, but apparently mine was so specific they had to get me in as soon as possible. And also she dropped this one on me. The fibroid weighed over 2 kilos. Okay, Google, what is 2 kilos in pounds?
2 kilograms equal 4.409 pounds.
Thank you very much, Google. That's pretty big, but apparently it also it was degenerating, so it had gotten smaller. It makes me wonder, when I showed that picture in my previous video, I forgot to silence the damn thing. That, what was its initial weight? If it had gotten smaller, so it must have gotten smaller, so the hormone treatment was successful in getting it down, which it was. Hello, but now it was this, and they were very impressed by it. I'm like, oh, fantastic. But also I'd lost a lot of blood during that surgery. Something else happened. One of the surgeons, somebody had a hole in their glove and had a cut on it. So they had to keep doing blood tests on me to make sure I didn't have hepatitis. My temperature kept running up and down. Freaking killing around the abdomen area. This is a picture of the scar. I know it's a bit of an intense picture to put up, but trust me, that's a lot better than what it was at the start, and it looks like a keyhole and round. I have an outie belly button now. What the fuck? But at least it was successful, but they found that the base, the root of the fibroid, because it was pendulous and had a sort of stalk, was a lot bigger than they expected, so the surgery was a bit longer than they anticipated. So apparently the words touch and go were thrown around there. I remember that. So they did have to make a slight incision into my womb, but it's fine. I have a slight weakness there now, which now means that I can only bear children by C-section. Personally, I'm just glad I can still have them, and the myomectomy was successful. Hello! So the myomectomy was successful. Very pleased about that. But the blood tests still had to continue, and they couldn't get my temperature down. And also within the first couple of days I was sort of up and down, and I was starting to lose my mind. I was starting to lose my freaking mind. They moved me to a window, which was lovely. I got to see the outside, but God, I'd never pined so much just to get out. I was like a caged animal. It was awful. And going to the loo was a struggle. I was bent over, and just the pain of it was very intense. And as part of my treatment, I have to have these injections, which is selenane, which helps thin the blood to help me after the surgery. Apparently it's very common, and I had to have them twice a day. I'd be killed, especially around the scarring. Ibuprofen, amoxiclav, the blood test, and they couldn't get blood out of me. It turns out I've got thick skin. That's new, and that's why they were having so much trouble. My was so bruised and sore, and my pelvis. Oh, sleeping was impossible. Not that it wasn't just because it was a busy hospital, but generally because the pain. I couldn't lay down, I couldn't roll to my side. Oh, when I walked, it was the strangest feeling. I didn't feel something go thud inside me. It wasn't there anymore, and my stomach looked fatter, though it was all lumpy and bumpy, and it freaked me out. I thought, oh no, would have been better just to have the round tummy, you know. But then it was described to me that it was a bit like a post-mummy belly. And then it made me feel better, because I was like, no, this is something other women have, and we should be proud of that. And I don't want to make mums or feel bad or anything, saying, oh my god, I have such a lumpy belly, ah! No. But it just, and now a month on, the bumps are going down, it's flattening out quite nicely, so now I understand what it must be like for a new mum. So I'm ready, let's go. I want a baby. Within a few days, the food though, the food was awful. Drove me mad. Jay was so upset. Jay's a chef and he was looking at it and quite panicked, like kind of going, you can't eat this stuff, you can't, because they were saying, oh yeah, drink plenty of water, you need nutrition. Well, I ain't eating that shit, love. Nah. I was kind of restricting myself that way, which was a bit silly. So my mental health was taking an absolute beating because I just wanted to leave. I wanted to go home. I wanted to be in my own bed. At one point, and I'm sure it was because I was having a hypersensitivity, because I'm pretty damn sure when you're around certain areas for a really long time, it's almost like sensory deprivation for a neurotypical person, maybe for an autistic person, or for someone with learning difficulties. Plain walls and everything isn't too bad, but the hospital stimulus of moving, clanging, banging, people coming in and out wouldn't be best. I found it like a sensory deprivation and a sensory overload as well, and I was exhausted. At one point, Jay, God love him, he held me so tight, I thought I was rotting. In my head, I believed I was rotting. And I don't know why. I really don't know why, but it's because I could smell something. Something was smelling and I wasn't sure what it was. Though it could have been disinfectant for all I know. 5 days in then, managed to walk. I was allowed to walk outside for a little bit with Jay's help. And they kept checking on me and everything. At one point, my poor mum and my friend Katie saw me have a really bad turn, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong. Apparently I was just crying and in pain. I don't remember much. I really don't. Though apparently my mum fed me ice cream, so thanks mum. My mum and my friends and Jay have been absolutely wonderful, I can't deny that. And the nurses were lovely too. They were trying to be so supportive because I was scared. I was just scared with the overload and the deprivation. Bit confusing. Finally, on day 8, I was released. Armed with these for several weeks, so I had to be taught how to administer these myself. And I'm still going with that, by the way. Amoxiclav because they thought I might have a blood infection from the operation. I'm not telling you about the bowels. That was just bad, man. That was just real bad. Apparently my bowels went to sleep. Yay! But luckily that fixed itself after another week. The pain management has been good, and now I'm sort of enjoying that, walking around, and well, I was pretty much comatose. I was pretty much in a coma for the first 2 weeks, and then started itching to get out and just having little walks, getting here and there, which was nice and lovely. And I appreciate Jay taking me out. He finished work so he could be with me. And now we're on week 4, and I'm feeling brilliant, though it is only on the surface. I'm smiling, I'm laughing, I'm making jokes, I can walk around independently now, but I have a long way to go. The surgeon said that the healing process could take up to 9 months. So I'm off work for about 3 months, so I've got 1 month now and I've got 2 months to go. But I have to be so careful with myself. I've got to protect myself. I mustn't do any heavy straining. I can't be fully how I was, even when it comes to certain movements. Like, 'cause I kept thinking, oh yeah, I want to do Pilates, I want to do yoga. And my friend Faye kind of went, no, nope. I gotta work this out. I have to get used to my body again, which is the strangest thing in the world. I have to get used to my body again. And I will. And if anybody who's watching this video who has gone through this or is going through this at the moment, please watch my other videos. I hope you find them helpful. I know this story time is pretty much just about me and my experience, but having to figure out for myself that I have to trust. I had to trust these doctors because I'd never trusted really anybody. Well, I used to trust people, but I developed a fear of trusting people with me. Like, you can't look after me as well as I can look after myself, thank you very much. The doctors did brilliantly, and they looked after me and they helped me, and they are still supporting me. My GP is supporting me with my mental health. Jay is supporting me in every way possible, and so are my friends, and I want to thank them especially for this support and love during this very difficult time. And my mum and dad. My mum's a legend. You'd like my mum. I always say that. I hope you found this video helpful, or just the story time, and even if it's just a basic outline of possibilities that could happen for yourself. You will be alright, you will be okay. The road remains long even after the surgery, but we got this. We got this. Right, that's it. I'm Mog, that was my vlog. Please like, comment and subscribe. Hopefully see you again. Let me know what you thought of this video. Should I carry on or should I just fuck off? Who knows? Bye guys!